What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm here to show you a new product that's hitting the market. Now this is a product that is highly sought after and desirable for especially for beginner or even intermediate installers, but even on a professional level. This product is from TinyBot and it is called Tack Reducer. Now other brands have had this out for a while now, but it is hard to get, okay? The supply and demand is just not there yet. So this stuff is excellent. I have been using Tack Reducer for years. Since I started doing chrome wraps, probably like 8 or 9 years ago, it is the only way I could literally install a chrome wrap well, nicely, and great actually, without losing my mind, okay? I'm gonna put a link to the product in the description below for you. I'm gonna be showing you how to apply this to the surface of this hood. I'm going to then be wrapping the hood in TinyBot's honeycomb carbon fiber, because why not? I have some here and it's fitting. So I use their products with their product and show you how it installs. This is designed to make your life easier, basically. What this is going to do is it's going to lower the tack on the surface by X amount of percent. Now, if I were to say out of my experience how much it lowers the tack, I would say anywhere from 30 to 40% roughly. Could be more, could be less. That's just what I'm going with. This is not only going to make it easier to reposition the material, but it's going to make it easier to squeegee air out of the large flat areas. And this is a perfect hood or a perfect panel to show you this on, because this is just large and flat with very little recessed areas. Disclaimer, I left the washer jets on. This is just a rental. I'm not going to remove them because I didn't feel like taking the extra 10-15 minutes to do that, because you just have to drop the liner underneath and I was just too lazy to do that. I'm going to work around them and I'm going to show you how to do that more towards the end of the video. So in case you're curious, check that out more towards the end of the video. I'm also going to show you how the material removes from the edges and from the center area, because you're going to see a difference between the two, okay? So let's get into this. I'm going to take the product, and this comes with a sprayer. I don't like to use the sprayer because it doesn't control where you're spraying. I like to dab it onto a cloth or a sponge, and then I can apply it to the areas that I want, as opposed to it being a little bit less controlled with the sprayer. Sprayer is a nice touch. You can use it for whatever you want, something else if you want to, but it is a nice touch. But we're gonna put that away for now. This is just how I like to apply it. If you find the sprayer is more beneficial for you, that's totally cool. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna apply it to most areas of the hood. So mainly the large flat areas. And you can see there's a lot of them. This huge section right here. That same on the other side, even in the middle a bit there. Now that's a recess, and same thing on both sides there at the edges. We want to take this and we want to apply it to the cloth. And if you guys are looking for more videos on like this kind of stuff, I did start uploading my website videos to YouTube. It is a members only thing. It is cheaper than my website. So you can go and check it out if you want to, if you find that there's videos there for you. I'm uploading basically all the beginner ones first, because I think those are the most important. But I have over 500 videos to upload. I'm only at like 16 right now. It's gonna be a lengthy process, but it will get done. Either way, it's there, just letting you know. It's only $4.99 for access to the videos. And if you want access to me, you can do that too. I have a private Discord group set up so you can post pictures, ask questions, and I draw things out. I send them back to you or whoever's in the group, and everyone can see. So this way I can help everybody. If you're into it, that's what you need to do, we can do that. But it is there now. So it is going up. The videos are going up slowly, and I have over 500. So there's 16 right now or 17. There's going to be over 500. Let's apply this to the large flat sections. Now, what I will do is I will apply it to the recessed area of one side and not to the recessed area of the other side. So let's apply it here. So I'll apply it to the recessed area of this side here. So that means I'll put it right in there and we'll go about halfway. Cool, we're gonna stay away from the edges. Now, if you get too close to the edges, all you do is spray some isopropyl alcohol on a cloth, on a different cloth, and wipe around your edges. There you go, it's all cleaned off. We wanna fill in this box now. So we're gonna take this box that I did draw right there, and with the cloth and sponge, and we're gonna come around it. Now, because the washer jet is elevated, I don't want to put Tack Reducer too close to the washer jet, so I'm going to go around it just like that. Now let's come in the recess here, and then again stay about 2 inches away, 2 to 3 inches away from the edge. And let's fill this in. This will generally dry to a haze, like you're gonna kind of see it on the surface. Don't worry, it's not reactive, like it's not going to cause a problem with your wrap. It's not gonna cause a problem with the paint. I've been using this for a long time. It's just not reactive, so you don't have to worry about it. I've used it on my own car many, many, many times. And I've done a lot of chrome wraps, like probably like 80 or 90. Okay, come around the washer jet again. And there we go. And I don't think I applied it there. I'm not gonna apply it to this recess, but I'm going to just apply it here. Just a little bit. Okay, that's good. So I barely used anything of this bottle. If I were to do the whole car with this bottle right here, I would probably use like 1/50th of the bottle. Like this is gonna last you a very long time, unless you're super busy. And if you're super busy, the cost of this means nothing. So this bottle will last you years. I have a bottle that I had for like 2 years, and I've done a lot of chrome wraps, and I use it on every single chrome wrap. And I've only like halfway through the bottle. I even gave someone a quarter of it because they couldn't get their hands on it. Okay, let's take this, roll it out. And I could use magnets, but I'm not going to. The fenders are steel on this. And this is an older car, you know, it's just a rental. It is older. There's 85,000 kilometers on the dash, so that's like 50,000 or so miles. There's some corrosion down here on the hood. The hood is aluminum. There's some corrosion already there. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we're good on this side. So we're gonna tack it down, just peel up a corner, stick that to the exterior side, so fender side. I have a little bit of excess material in the front here, so I'm going to trim that off. So let's peel up this corner here, and then we'll trim off the front. Cool, so I'm just checking my audio because I lost the audio in another video. We're gonna trim off a few inches here. I don't need all that. This is also on a PET liner. So what does that mean? Well, that means that it's a plastic liner, and that adds to the overall definition or clarity of the surface of the film. Save your scrap pieces, use them for something else. I don't need it. I have lots of this stuff. I have lots of vinyl here. I have way too much vinyl here, actually. So I'm just gonna throw it away. All right, let's lift this up and let's pull the release liner off. So we're gonna roll it really nicely. This hood, I also didn't mention, is a little bit hot because I was driving the car. I've been letting it sit for like, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. The block is still warm. I can feel the heat being emitted off of the surface. And the reason why I mention that is because that can be a problem when it comes time to install. You do not want to wrap a hot surface or a warm surface even, because that's going to cause the adhesive to bond stronger right away, like almost instantly. If depending on how hot the surface is, it can bond right away, even on a pressure sensitive film, okay? Most films, and I don't remember mentioning this, but most films on the market are not pressure sensitive, which means that a product like this is excellent for 98% of what's on the market, 97, 98% of what's on the market. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this, just stick it to the fender, and then we're gonna glass this out. Now, depending on how quick you are, like I'm usually pretty quick, so I don't need to use a lot of tack reducer and stuff like that. It's like mainly just for chrome wraps and like super high gloss finishes. But if you move quickly, you don't really need it. Like, so if you're really experienced, you don't really need it because you don't let the adhesive settle. Now I'm gonna move a little bit slower, more like I guess a more normal pace, and show you more what this is like going a little bit slower, because I want you to see how it lets the air out. And those of you who have been there, have used a non-pressure sensitive film, will know that it's not easy to get the air out of the inside area of a hood, especially a large flat one like this. You end up with bubbles trapped even when you're working the air from the center out, which you should always do. Work your air from the center out. It doesn't matter what edges you go to, but always work from the center out. Either way, it's gonna be harder if you take your time or if you're a little bit slower at what you're doing. So we're gonna take this, lift it up. You can see that it sticks more on the edge, so it's stuck right down here. I didn't even stick it down here, it's just stuck. Okay, we're gonna lift that up so I can elevate the film higher. There we go. And then we're gonna pull it out nice and tight. I'm gonna go back the other way as well, but I like this honeycomb stuff because it's very nice to stretch. So that's flat, no heat gun. That's basically flat. And what you'll notice is that when I start squeegeeing the air out, I have to lift from the edges because the edges don't have any tack reducer. So I'm going to end up lifting definitely as I get closer to the edges. Pick this side up and glass that out, okay? Now, depending on how long I wait before I squeegee, this is gonna be more problematic. But let's just go ahead and set all the rest of this up. And normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I would have just squeegeed out the large flat areas right away because that's where it's gonna start trapping air right away. Okay, no heat required to stretch this stuff. Let's fix up that wrinkle right there. It doesn't even leave any noticeable glue lines because it's textured. Okay, so let's squeegee out. This side has a tack reducer in the recessed areas. So let's start in the middle right here. And let's get rid of that. Okay, let's go in the recess here. It's okay, we'll work that bubble down afterwards. And as I get close to the edge, I actually should have trimmed this. So I need to trim this out so I can elevate the film easier at the back section. Because again, it's going to trap air at the back edge. Okay, let's now squeegee out like this, okay? So look, large flat area. It's been sitting for quite a while and I'm squeegeeing all the air out, no problem. Okay, let's go down this way. Let's just squeegee a little bit more in a funny way here. I don't normally squeegee this way, but let's just go like this, okay? The air bubbles, you can hear them. They're just rolling out, almost like it's like a wet apply film, but it's not, it's dry. Now, do I have to worry about the film pulling up in the inside area? Don't worry about it. It's flat here. We don't have to worry about it. I don't even have to worry about it with this recess here. There's a little bit of risk because the film is always wanting to come up. It still has adhesive. It's still bonding to the surface. So you don't have to worry about it because there's still strength to the adhesive. Now I have 3 big bubbles here. We're very close to the edge. So the edge is basically trapping it right now. I'm not able to squeegee these big bubbles out. Now that I'm close to the edge, pop it up again. Easy, okay? Super, super easy. Come across, just keep it elevated. I'm just keeping a slight tension on it. Good. Okay, so overall, all of this is done. Now I'm gonna work my way around this washer jet. I'm gonna open up the back so I can squeegee the air out. I'm gonna take my finger and come around it just like this. Keep the back elevated. Now, if this was a high gloss film, you're gonna see a glue line right here where that big bubble is around that washer jet. Take the washer jets off. Most cars don't have them these days. I'm just saying that for those of you who might run into this situation. And again, I'm gonna show you how to wrap around that. Okay, over here, again, this over here has been sitting for a long time now. I have one wrinkle right there. There we go. Okay, this has been sitting for a long time over there. So I would have already squeegeed that. I've been talking a lot, like, you know, I always see the odd comment, this guy talks too much, whatever. It's okay, I want you guys to take as much information away as possible. All right, so we're gonna palm in. Actually, before that, we're gonna take this and squeegee out the high point. So this is the highest point between the gap here, right here. I'm gonna just pull that a little bit tighter there, just so I don't have any wrinkles to squeegee over, because I might crease the material. And then we're gonna put that a little bit closer. We're gonna take the material and use our palm of our hand and push into the recess. I could heat it. It would help, it would make it easier. But I'm just showing you what it's like to squeegee it into the recess that has tack reducer in it. Okay, it still adheres. And I didn't even use any heat to add any extra bonding strength or whatever. Now, would I say that it's okay to just leave that as is? Go ahead and go in there and post heat it. I have more like in-depth videos again on the membership part of things, or on my website, but go ahead and post heat that because that's a good idea. Okay, let's go to the other side. It's been sitting for a long time and let's see how this goes. So I didn't put tack reducer in here and I did not put tack reducer in here. Let's go from here and let's close that up a little bit. I should fix that wrinkle there, but I don't really care that much. It's just gonna peel off at the end. And then palm in, and we're gonna get stuck at the very back again. So pop it up, I'm squeegeeing with my left hand. It's always a little bit awkward, but you have to learn how to work with both. Now, here, this is a large flat section. This has been sitting for a few minutes at least. Squeegee it out. Okay. You can see or hear the air sort of rolling out. Okay. That air bubble is coming down to the front. Crazy, right? There, it's gone. It's like, again, it's like you have slip solution underneath. And again, as I get closer to the edge, we're gonna start trapping air. So all I do, pop it up. Because it's much easier to lift here up to this point than it is all the way up to here in the very middle. Even those bubbles that I left up there, gone. Okay, tack reducer. Okay, let's fix up. Normally I don't wrap with a wrap glove on, but I'm gonna need it in a second anyways. Okay, because we're going to take this section here after I finish this up. So I wanna flatten these fingers out right here. We're gonna take this section here and push in or palm into it, like we did on the other side. There we go. So I just want to flatten those fingers out at that edge, and we're going to trim off the rest of this as well, because I don't like this, it's in my way. Just going to go in there and check the audio. Yeah, I can see the bars are going, we're good. All right, here's a huge, huge, huge bubble. Okay, let's see if I can get that out. Okay, we couldn't get that out, so that has been sitting for a long time. It's just right near the washer jet, okay? So lift that up, pull it tight again, and then now we'll be able to get that out. That's been sitting for a super long time, okay? Okay, I have to lift the edge there. Let's come around here. Let's, again, come around our washer jet really nicely. Let's open up the back so we can squeegee things out properly. Profile that right around it. Cool. And the tighter I make this bubble right here, the more likely it is to leave like a glue line. So you see when I push that down, look, see how it doesn't want to stay down? That's the tack reducer. So at a certain point, if you have too much tension, it's just not going to stay down. That's okay. That lets us know we're at that point where we need to be doing something different. And the nice part is it lets you know right away, as opposed to finding out like a day or a week or a month later, it lets you know right away. You have too much tension here. All right, let's pull this tight and then we'll palm into here and then we're gonna cut around the washer jets. Okay, just like this. Flatten that out. Little wrinkle right here, let's flatten this guy out and then we're ready to go. Cool, I didn't even touch the heat gun, right? Let's come in here. Where's the edge of the hood? Right there, okay. Okay, we're gonna just bring that in a little bit closer. Now I start from the top, palm in, no heat required. Come in with my squeegee on the flat section right there, and there will be no air left behind. I'll make sure that I pull this a little bit tight as I get close to the edge. Easy, done, okay? All right, so I'm not gonna go in here and cut around and roll around all the edges. You guys, I have so many hood wrap videos, it's completely pointless. But what I will show you as a bonus round is working around these washer jets right here. So let me zoom in so you can see better. It's better than a digital zoom. Digital zoom is just gonna lower the quality of the actual video. Okay, so again, this will only push in so far before the film doesn't want to stick, mainly due to the tack reducer. Now what I want to do, just take our glove off, is trim a hole smaller than the washer jet. So I find the very top, this is why they're masked off, okay? So I don't cut or scratch them. Very lightly, with my blade, cut this little section out right here. Now I have a little extra tape on the very top because it kind of bunched it up and rolled it over itself. Okay, so what you're gonna see now, let's pay attention to this, is because the film is elevated here, as I work the film in, you begin to notice that I even just caused a crease because of it. I was being a little bit careless just talking to you guys. You can see that it starts to bunch up. See those fingers? Yeah, that's the material beginning to bunch up, okay? So if I have this happening, what I'm going to do is warm the material up, because it is a polymeric, or even a cast material will do this. Even like you might see that crease right there. I can take that, heat that, push down, it's gone. Even this one over here, if you guys can see that too, that's gone too, okay? So like, just take the material, take the heat gun, warm it up, and you can see how it tightens up like that, okay? That's the material shrinking. So now instead of having too much excess material, the material is actually tightening itself up around the object that we're working around. Again, way more videos like this will be up on the YouTube Premium membership, okay? So it's just gonna be a process to upload all 500. It's just time. But I got like 16 done in a couple of days. Okay, so bunching up again. Take a little bit more heat. Come around it. I can even start using the hard edge of my squeegee to come around it. That helps keep things a little bit tighter. Okay. A little more heat, cool. And then what I'm going to do for the kind of the last step here is take my beaver tail, get in here. Oops, see if I can get underneath it. I need to get underneath the film. Okay, well, let's get in the front. Let's find a spot. I don't want to be under the tape. I want to be under the film. I'm using my left hand, that's why. Yeah. There we go. There's the spot. Okay, and then we want to let the film off of the washer jet. Okay, so I'm going to wiggle the material and separate it from the tape. Now the tape's plays a crucial role, a couple of crucial roles. It prevents us from cutting the surface underneath, but it also allows the material to more freely come off of the surface that it is wrapping over top of, because it's like a wax tape. So there's a wax surface on the tape. A little more heat on the back just to tighten that up, and then finish that up. Now, you really want to make sure that the material is not stuck to the tape, because it will stick still as you're working around something like this, because you will be causing tension at this edge right here, where my squeegee is kind of sort of slightly going underneath, and you'll cause tension right there, okay? You don't want to cause tension right there, because when you go to cut, it's just going to explode outwards. And I did this super quickly, like honestly, I don't really care because this is coming off, but just to show you how it works. Let's come around. I'm cutting in the gap that's underneath the washer jet. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little gap. Okay, come around that side. Let's come back around this side. I can even put a little pressure on it just to open up the gap a little bit wider. And then now that I've done that, we're gonna remove our excess, okay? And then we're gonna get in there. This is not nearly as nice as just removing them, because honestly, it just takes 10, 15 minutes to remove them on cars that do have them. You just get in there, come right around it, and then voila, you've wrapped around an object. This could be used, I mean, if I was working around a shark fin antenna, I would probably pre-cut the hole because it's a little bit easier on the roof, but these are really hard to pre-cut and then place the material exactly bang on. But that's how you would work around something small and protruding from an area that you didn't want to take off the vehicle itself. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't need to show you the other one, it's exactly the same. What I'm going to do is take the wrap off. I'm going to zoom out, take the wrap off, and show you what that's like to remove, because this is another important thing. Oops, there we go. Okay, so exterior side, light, fenders, and I didn't even smush it down here. I kind of leaned on it a little bit, but I didn't squish it down, I didn't squeegee it down. It sticks pretty aggressively, okay? Like, okay. Even at the edge of the hood, look. Like, okay, that's gonna lift there, it's gonna lift there. But you'll see the difference. So what I will do is get the film elevated from the edge of the hood, and you can see it's just sticking harder to the edge of the hood. There, and as soon as I lift it up from the edge of the hood, it lifted up entirely right there. Lift that up. Get it up there. Now watch. So now that the edge is lifted, it's going to be much easier to remove the entire center section. Now, again, some of those who are watching who obviously have experience, they're going to be like, well, you didn't let this sit overnight or whatever. Yeah, I didn't let it sit overnight. Yes, I left air bubbles behind and stuff like that too. I don't care. This is just to show you how Tack Reducer works, okay? So it's letting the air out easier. It's gonna make removal easier, and it's just gonna make your installation overall easier and better. Now, I'm gonna pull this off, but this hasn't been sitting overnight for 24 hours or 48 hours. After that amount of time, the film is going to bond a lot more strongly to the surface, even with a Tack Reducer. So it will be harder than this to remove. It will just not be as difficult as it is without Tack Reducer, okay? But here, like, I could probably let this stick to my finger, just get it wrapped on there, like one finger, okay? Just like that. It's all gone. That's a big plus, because removing a wrap, even if it's your own and you're removing one of your customer's wraps that you did a year or 2 years or 3 years ago, this stuff doesn't go away until you wipe it away, okay? So with the film being there over top of it, it is actually trapping it there, so it's not going anywhere. When you go to remove the film, it's still there. So it's going to be easier to remove, especially hoods and roofs, or large horizontal surfaces that are very flat. It's a pain. Like, honestly, like, removing the hood and the roof are probably the worst parts of most cars to remove. Everything else, as long as it's not horizontal, is pretty easy. Top of the bumper here might be a little bit harder, but most of the bumper here would be pretty easy because it's not getting beaten down on by the sun all day long. While this is, and especially the hood, it's got the heat from the engine also cooking up the adhesive. So it's going to be a lot easier to remove it when it comes time to do that. So food for thought. You may even want to just use it if you know that you're going to be removing the wrap from your customer's car after a year or so. Guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful and helpful, insightful. I hope that, whether you use this product or not, I hope that you see the benefit of using a product like this. And my suggestion, if you're ever doing a chrome wrap, by yourself, you're gonna want a product like this, because there's no getting a chrome wrap done without it. It is literally impossible. By yourself, okay? You can get it done with multiple people, but doing it by yourself is impossible. This will overall make your experience using any material easier, okay? So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, the new videos are going out for the membership program on YouTube, so you're able to access that for a lower cost on my website. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Links in the description below. Take care.